Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Marvel Legends Series 8, Dr. Octopus. So yes, we got another Marvel Legend here today, and another thing from Series 8. Also, of course, I reviewed Man-Thing not too long ago. And I wanted to go with Dr. Octopus next because I was curious about the tentacles and things, and because Dr. Octopus is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains. So, yeah, he's pretty cool. He comes with all of his tentacles, which are all wireframe, bendy kind of things, and he comes with a base. Of course, this is before the Build-A-Figure started. So, yeah, let's go ahead and zoom in on the articulation, sculpt paint, all those sorts of things. Alright, here we have Dr. Octopus. He's got his head up here with his signature bowl cut and his glasses and things. We'll zoom in on that in a minute. For the most part, his jumpsuit thing is the colors you would expect. It's yellow and green, and it doesn't have a lot of variation. There is a little bit of paint shading in the green, I believe I can see, as well as some nice sculpting of the fabric and the body underneath. Yellow gloves, yellow boots, flip it over on the back, same things you would expect, as well as some holes for the tentacles to go in. I am starting off without his tentacles attached, as they are a bit cumbersome, and we'll look at those whenever we get around to the accessories, and I'll put them on him, and you can see what he looks like all put together. Anyway, let's take a look at the head sculpt now. Alright, looking at Dr. Octopus's head sculpt, you can see his hair a bit better, and you can see his very large, goggly glasses, and you can see this sort of unusual expression that he's got on his face, as well as some of the details in that face with all the wrinkles and things. Not exactly the most attractive head sculpt, but what can you do? That's just kind of what Dr. Octopus looks like. So I think it's a pretty accurate head sculpt, and it works very nicely. Now let's zoom out and take a look at his articulation. Alright, head hinges up and down and rotates a little bit, although not especially well. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back, that kind of thing. Bicep cut, double joint elbows, forearm cut. He has a finger joint, which goes in and out, and he does have this thumb hinge here. So, decent in the hands. Only waist cut, no diaphragm joints or abdominal joints or anything like that. Ball joint hips, in and out, forward and back, things like that. Upper thigh cut, double joint knees. He has a calf rotation, and a hinge in the foot, and a toe joint. He doesn't have any pivoting, but that's not a huge problem. Anyway, pretty standard amount of articulation that you would expect from a Marvel Legend of this era. So that's pretty good. Now let's take a look at his tentacles, as they add some articulation, and of course they add in appearance a good bit. Just taking a quick look at one by itself, you can see it's got the suckers on that side, and then it's like little segments on the other side. And then the claws are bigger sort of claws, and they have little sort of texture on the inside part there. So they look pretty nice. They're a more modern kind of claw design, not as simplistic as the original claws and arms and things. So let's attach these and show you what he looks like with them all equipped. Alright, there you go. He's got his arms equipped now. As you would imagine, they add a bit of depth, and they also make it a bit more difficult to stand up because makes him back heavy. They do add some points of articulation to him. Each one of these claws has two hinges in it on each little claw bit, and they also rotate at the end of the arm here, and they rotate inside of his back there. So that's the additional articulation that they add, and of course, you pretty much have to have him equipped with them, or else he's not really Dr. Octopus. So those are all really cool, and they have bendy wires in them, so you can get them in just about any position you want, if you want to mess around with them enough. Very effective. Seems like they would be very useful. Now, let's move on to the base. Now, the base is this weird web thing. It's just like a conglomeration of webs and things, and it has this weird little bomb or container of radioactive substance or something over here on the side that's attached via the web. It's got these two big things that sort of jut out here that you can use to support Doc Ock's legs, or you can use the pegs that are on the inside there. Either one seems to work fairly effectively. Of course, it looks pretty good. It's a bit unusual, as it's just a big conglomeration of webs, but it looks fine, and it's functional, so that's really all you want from a base anyway. Alright, now let's move on to the packaging. Alright, packaging-wise, it's the same thing you would expect from a Marvel Legend made by Toy Biz. You got your Series 8 up there, Marvel. There's a comic book in the back. You got some stickers on there telling you how many points of articulation it has, and things of that nature. Marvel Legends, Doc Ock down there at the bottom. I'm not sure why they can't just write Dr. Octopus. This is one of the ones that comes with a Versus System trading card. Of course, it is Dr. Octopus. Flip it over on the back, you have a description, as well as one of their little stat sheets, as well as the other figures in this wave, which are Storm, Man-Thing, Captain America, Black Widow, Iceman, Iron Man, and Dr. Octopus. Like I said whenever I reviewed Man-Thing, practically everything in this wave is probably worth getting in terms of what character it is. So that is a pretty nice wave. As always, it is good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Dr. Octopus. Alright, that wraps it up for Dr. Octopus, so until next time, goodbye! Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe and all those sorts of things if you enjoyed my video. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.